Good morning, children. Let's continue with chapter 6, heat transfer. Okay, so in the last class I explained you about thermal expansion and mainly in solids. Thermal expansion in solids. Now basically we saw there are three types of expansion. What are they? I hope you remember. Linear expansion, then superficial expansion, then volume expansion. Okay, linear expansion means expansion along lengthwise. Superficial expansion in the of the area. Volume expansion of volume. Okay, or the other name for this is cubical expansion. Okay, volume expansion can be called cubical, superficial can be called area, linear can be called length expansion. Okay, and then we saw solids undergo all three expansions. Okay, whereas liquids and gases undergo only volume expansion. They don't undergo linear or superficial expansion. These were the main things that we studied in the last class. Today we are going to start with the next topic, that is that day I think many of you couldn't see my book clearly in the last video. So once again I would like to remind you what all I made you write in this. This one is properties of thermal expansion in solids. Okay, property number 1, on heating a solid expands in all direction. Number 2, thermal expansion of solid is small. Number 3, when equal lengths of different solids are heated equally, they expand differently. And then number 4, the thermal expansion of a solid depends on 3 factors: original dimension, rise in temperature, and nature of solid. Okay, then explanation of thermal expansion of solids on the basis of molecular motion. So this can be a question. Explain thermal expansion on the basis of molecular motion. So I told you to leave those 2 lines. Start from here. First point, when a solid is heated, its temperature rises and so vibrational kinetic energy of molecules increases. Second, this leads to increase in molecular separation between neighboring molecules. So the solid expands in all directions. Okay. So then comes the 3 kinds of thermal expansion in solids. Linear. What is linear expansion or definition of linear expansion? If a given solid is in the form of a rod or a wire, then on heating its length increases and the thermal expansion is called linear expansion. And then the next one, what are the factors affecting linear expansion? Linear expansion depends on original length, rise in temperature, and nature of solid material. And then this part I told you to cut it. Okay, this part I told you to cut it because this you will be studying in higher classes. So you can just cut off this part. Now straight come to area or superficial expansion. First point, what is area expansion? If the given solid is in the form of a thin sheet, then on heating its surface area increases and its thermal expansion is called area expansion or superficial expansion. And then the amount of expansion depends on 3 things. What are they? Original area, there we said original length, here it is original area, rise in temperature, and nature of solid. The another point you should know is it occurs only in solids. Then again you can cut off this mathematical part and all that. Okay, and then come straight here, that is volume expansion. Cut off till this also, and numericals are also cut. Okay, so volume expansion, what you should study, what is volume expansion? When a bulk solid like a cube, cuboid, sphere, cylinder is heated, its volume increases and the thermal expansion is called volume expansion. Then what are the factors affecting volume expansion? Original volume, rise in temperature, and nature of solid. And the third point that you should know is volume expansion occurs in all three states of matter: solids, liquids and gases. Okay, so it's enough if you study these, only those things which I marked and gave. Rest of the things you can leave it. Okay, now we'll start with today's portion, that is thermal expansion in liquids. So like solids, liquids and gases both undergo thermal expansion. Okay, now liquids expand on heating. Okay, there are some properties of thermal expansion of liquids. Start marking them. First point, molecules are loosely packed. When compared to solid, in liquid molecules are loosely packed. Okay, see, in solids, because the molecules are tightly packed, expansion will be very small. Expansion will be very small. In liquids, you know, the intermolecular space is more compared to solids, so expansion will be more than solids. Okay, solid, sorry, I should not have put like this. So liquid, in liquid molecules are far away and their expansion is more than solids. And what about gases? So gases take the shape of the container. Suppose you have a gas in a bottle. The molecules are very loosely packed, and so the expansion is more than solids and liquids. I hope you understood, because here the molecules are very close. Okay, they can't expand so much, so very small expansion is possible in solids. In liquids, the molecules are little far away when compared to solid, so the expansion can be little more. So we say in liquids expansion is more than solids. Coming to gases, you know, molecules are far apart from each other, so the expansion will be more than solids and liquids. So gases expand more, the most among all the three, and solids expand the least. Okay, so that's the first property. Molecules are loosely packed as compared to solid, and therefore they expand more than solids on heating. Second one, as liquids have a finite volume but no shape of their own, hence only volume expansion is possible in liquids. Okay, this we have seen already. Only volume expansion is possible in liquids and gases because they take the shape of the container. To hold a liquid, you need a three-dimensional thing. I can't hold a liquid in a plate like this. Okay, in a just a plate which has just length and breadth, I can't hold water. I need something that has a volume, length, breadth and depth. So that is why only volume expansion is possible in liquids and gases. So that's the second point. As liquids have a finite volume but no shape of their own, only volume expansion is possible in liquids. Then the third property that you should know is, for equal rise in temperature, different liquids expand differently. Like solids, different solids expand differently. Similarly, different liquids also expand differently. Okay, example, ether expands more than alcohol, and alcohol expands more than water. So let's see this activity. Okay, they have taken 3 round bottom flasks. One is filled with water, other one is filled with alcohol, and the third one is ether. Water, alcohol and ether. Okay, initially, and they are all kept in a hot water bath. Okay, it's a hot water, boiling water. You can't heat it directly, so they are kept. This bottle is kept. These 3 bottles are kept in boiling water. Now this was the initial level. In everything, this much. Initially, water was this much, alcohol was this much, and ether was this much when you just kept it inside. Now leave it for some time, maybe 10 or 15 minutes. Then after some time you will see slowly they will all start rising up. Water will rise only very less. Alcohol rise little more. Ether will rise much more. Okay, after 10 minutes if you see, water's level will be here, alcohol will be here, and ether will be here. So what's our conclusion? Different liquids expand differently. So that's this point. For equal rise in temperature, different liquids expand differently. That's the conclusion. Okay. So this activity you can go through it. Okay. Then the fourth property is thermal expansion of liquid depends on three factors: original, volume of liquid, rise in temperature, and nature of liquid material. Okay, so these are the four properties of thermal expansion of liquids. This can be asked as reasoning question also. Which one expands more on heating, solids or liquids? Give reason. So you will say liquids expand more on heating because molecules are loosely packed. And then why only volume what kind of expansion is possible in in liquids, and why? Only volume expansion is possible in liquids. Why? Because they have a finite volume but they don't have a shape of their own. Okay, so these are possible questions. They can also ask what are the three factors affecting the thermal expansion of liquids. Then these 3 points can be written. Okay. Now, so again you can leave these tables. Come to the last part, properties of, now we'll see thermal expansion in gases. Okay, same like liquids, they also can undergo only volume expansion. Okay, gases to expand on heating. Okay, the first conclusion is, so the first property is gases expand much more than liquids or solids. Okay. So this is the property, and the reason for this is the molecules in a gas are very loosely packed as compared to a solid or a liquid. Okay, that's why they expand more. Second property, equal volumes of all the gas have equal expansion. This is different from for liquids and solids and liquids. We said different solids have different expansion, different liquids have different expansion. But here it says equal volumes of all gases have equal expansion. The expansion is equal for a given rise in temperature. Okay, so you have only two properties for thermal expansion in gases. Or you can write the second property or third property. Gases undergoes volume expansion. Okay, as they take the shape of the container. The reason will be the same as gases have a finite volume but they do not have a shape or size of their own. Okay. Now, the last part is application of thermal expansion. What are the various applications that we come across in our day-to-day life? Okay. So, there are numerous applications of thermal expansion of solids, liquids and gases. Some are as follows. Okay. We'll be doing 2 today. The rest we'll do in the next class. First one. While laying railway tracks, a small gap is left between two successive rails. Now, I'm sure you all have seen railway tracks. So, they have these long steel bar kind of a thing. But okay, after some distance they need to attach another one. You can't have one infinitely long bar. Okay, you have short bars, so these bars have to be attached. Okay, so till this there was one bar, then the next bar has to be attached. So they will put a plate here, and these are called rivets. Okay, and they will be fixed firmly. Now if you see carefully, while attaching these two, they will leave a gap. They will leave a gap here. Why do they do that? Okay, because during summers they expand, and if they don't leave this gap, what will happen? Suppose, see, this is the track. Okay, and let's say this is the joint, and let's take that there was no gap. Okay, if there was no gap, what will happen? So what will happen during summer when it expands? Because they are tightly, there is no space for expansion because they are tightly fixed, closely fixed, there is no gap. Okay, so what will happen? Because there is no place for expansion, what will happen is the track will bend a little bit, because when it expands there is no space for expansion. So to occupy this expansion, so it will bend a little bit, it has to bend a little bit. This length will be more than this. Okay, so its length has increased, but there is no space to hold that, so they bend like this. Same way it can happen with the other track. Now imagine on a train track on which trains go, at one part the track is bent like this. What do you expect will happen? Definitely the train will go off the track. Okay, and that can lead to a major accident. That's the reason why they always, whenever they join two steel rods, they always leave a gap. So during summers, even if it expands, there is space for expansion and they won't bend. Okay, so a small gap is left between two successive. If it is not done, to make room for thermal expansion. First, why is the small gap kept? So that there is place for thermal expansion. Second point, if it is not done, the rail may bend due to thermal expansion in summer and it may cause accidents. The track may bend and it can lead to accident. Second one, concrete floors are laid in small blocks with small gaps between the blocks. Again, it allows expansion of blocks during summer and the floors do not crack. Okay, so with this I'll stop here. Rest we'll do in the next class. As usual, please write the answers for the questions that I'm sending and WhatsApp to me today itself. Thank you so much, children.